Dad beamed. "Isn't it just?" he said. He rode us until we were nowhere and everywhere. I dipped my hand into the water, scooped and trickled moonlit drops through my fingers. Dad did too. He rested the oars, leaned over the dinghy side and looked into the lake. He looked into it so long, maybe the sky fell into the lake and the lake fell into the sky, because then Dad looked like he wanted the lake to eat him up. He said, "Hey buddy, you can row back, can't you? Just head for those trees." And with a plop and a splash, he hopped into the water and swam away. Oh. Dad hadn't surprised me like this in a while. It had been months of a sort of calm, a sort of easy, a sort of happy. I'd seen Mum kissing Dad in the kitchen and smiling into his eyes, and it had been a long time since she'd done that. But all of Dad was gone now. I could hear him splish-sploshing through the water. I grabbed the oars and tried to follow the sound. The oars knocked my knees and I lost one. Then I called and called over the solid lump of lake, but the lake didn't answer, and neither did Dad. I tried to row back with one oar. I slipped in dizzy circles and all I could hear then was the oar clunking at the lake like a spoon on an empty bowl. Scrape, scrape, scrape. I slumped against the boat side. I would die out here. I knew it. Dad had already drowned. He must have. Lakes could swallow you whole. Skies too. I huddled, knees to chin, and cried with the mucky hopelessness of going in circles and waiting to drown. Cried over the water and up. My tears clanged the branches of the sorrowful trees and hissed at the stars. When I took a breath, I could hear I wasn't alone. Mum stood, shouting and screaming from the shore. Summer, 18. 1. Cool air, slight breeze, and sun rising. Sydney Harbour lies belly up, made of glisten, glass and water. And I'm on it, in the kayak Mum and my stepmum Mel gave me for my 18th birthday. My body snugs the boat like a seed in its pod. My paddles cut and pull, leaving ripples. Above me, a seahawk spirals. A gull glides, dipping down. And ahead of me, a duck, flipped over, waggles its feet and rummages the wet for breakfast. The water is polished flat. If I wanted, I could lay my palm on the harbour's skin and rest it there. No big boats go by this early. No ferries, no sailboats, no water taxis. Nothing on the surface but the sheen of early light, a distant clump of rowers, and here and there, a bird. Below lies everything else. Bull sharks roaming the muddy dark, fish and cans and plastic bags, fallen boats and rusty fishing rods, and all the other lost things. Behind me, my house on the peninsula drifts out of sight. Flanked by mansions, the house is old, tin-roofed and jittery. The windows stick, white paint flecks from the eaves, and the barnacled dock at the end of the yard is slowly sinking into the seabed. The house belongs to Mel. Her family has owned it since houses were being built on the peninsula. It hasn't been smashed or remade yet. Mum, Mel and my grandfather rattle around the worn house, clacking and pecking at each other. Gramps is 84 and always losing something. His teeth, his shirts, his shoes, his pills. He spindles the rooms, circling upstairs, downstairs, shouting. It drives Mel crazy. She's always saying, "Sarah, that man scrambles my mind." "Tell him, don't tell me," Mum always says back. "He's your dad," Mel says. "He's his own person, Mel." And round